What kind of injuries are you seeing?
Pickleball has been leading to injuries all over the body, including twisting injuries in the knee, overuse injuries in the shoulder, Achilles injuries in the ankle. Most of the time, these are non-operative, treated with physical therapy, rest, anti-inflammatories. Sometimes they do require surgery, and so it's important to be evaluated early.
If you or anyone in your family needs help with an orthopedic injury or pain, please visit mdbonedocs.com. That's mdbonedocs.com.
Happy New Year, and thank you, Baltimore. When I started Amazing Heating and Air, I knew what I wanted. I wanted to start the best darn plumbing, heating, and air company in the city. But I had no idea if customers would respond. After all, I was going up against some really big plumbing, heating, and air conditioning companies, many of whom are now really well funded through private equity. But so many of you have made Amazing your go-to for plumbing, heating, and air service that we've grown quite a bit over the years. So it's only fitting that I say thank you. And I'm doing that with a gift. I'm giving away 2 years of our Comfort Club membership with any new system purchase between now and the end of Martin Luther King Day. So while I hope you have an amazing new year and that you don't need us this season, if you do, my thank you gifts are waiting for you at
CALLAMAZING. Go to callamazing.com.
It's cold outside, but it's heating up at Laurel Park. The winter meet kicks off Friday, January 9th and Saturday, January 10th with live racing and a free 2026 Maryland racing calendar. Grab a bite at Trackside Grill or Pit Stop Concessions, or elevate your dining at Tips or Tycoons. On Sunday, January 11th, join us for Bubbly Brunch with unlimited $15 mimosas as you watch and wager on races from across the country. First race starts at 12 p.m. For info, visit laurelpark.com. Watch, play, win.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Thinking about a home refresh? Hey, Jason Lockenfora here. Experience Town Appliance's modern and trendy showroom in Owings Mills off Reisterstown Road, showcasing the newest kitchen, laundry, and outdoor appliances from more than 70 trusted brands like Whirlpool, KitchenAid, JennAir, and more. From inspiration to installation, their expert team, especially my guys Mayor and Mayor, make it simple each step of the way. Stop by that beautiful showroom, call, text, or shop online with nationwide delivery at townappliance.com.
Orthopedic Associates of Central Maryland, a division of CAO, proudly announces the addition of Dr. Hayden L. Hoffler to our team. He is a board-qualified, fellowship-trained foot and ankle surgeon specializing in foot and ankle disorders. Dr. Hoffler's goal is to combine a comprehensive and multidisciplinary approach to treating foot and ankle issues, and he looks forward to helping you with care and compassion. You can schedule an appointment with him at mdbonedocs.com. Again, that's mdbonedocs.com.
Bob Haynie, Vinny Serrato, Nolan McGraw, The Vinny and Haynie Show. 105.7 The Fan. Vinny and Haynie's Feeble Five. A handful of teams we wish the Ravens were playing. 105.7 The Fan.
Well, the regular season is over, as we discussed multiple times over the last couple of days. And earlier in the show, Nolan gave you his dirty dozen, led by the Seattle Seahawks, the number one seed in the NFC, and closed the season with style, dominating San Francisco for said number one seed. Now, however, we get to the opposite end of the spectrum, the five worst teams in the league. The Feeble Five.
Revisiting what we said heading into Week 18, from the not so bad to the absolute worst. Titans were 5, Giants 4, Jets 3, Cardinals 2, and Raiders number 1. Going to be hard to dethrone them, just a spoiler alert. Number 5 this week is the Giants. Reshuffled these around a little bit. They actually won. So you give them credit. A game that they were not expected to win. Teams resting starters or not, doesn't matter. They found a way to win, and a division rival at that. So makes you feel a little bit better about yourself.
Yeah, they won 2 in a row to close out the season. And look, with Dart and Scadaboo and the wide receiver, Malik Neighbors, they've got some pieces, it seems. I mean, 2 of them coming back from significant injuries. But on defense, they got some workable stuff. So who knows? That could be a team on the ascend, Nolan McGraw.
Be a great team for John Harbaugh to coach. Number 4.
You see him with the New York media? We love our media.
That's
never.
what I'm rooting for.
Yeah.
Number 4 is the Titans. Just look, all these teams have been abysmal this year. Reason the Titans are not 5 is, again, there is a little hope. You mentioned the Giants have some hope. Titans a little hope as well, mostly because of Cam Ward. But still a long way to go. And really a season that I didn't expect them to be competitive. I didn't expect them to even be remotely close to a playoff spot. But to be as bad as they were and almost stunting his growth as a quarterback at times, it's a tough one.
Yeah, and as the season went on, and he still took abuse. He got sacked a ton. They got a couple of young receivers to keep an eye on here, maybe moving forward. But they need help, a lot of it.
Cardinals are 3. Again, all these teams finished 3-14. Cardinals hopeless. I mean, you could argue at times that they've looked as bad as anybody, if not worse. They finished with a 9-game losing streak. Jacoby Brissett is not great, but to me, in my mind, he's a middle pack quarterback, maybe slightly below average, just decent enough that you shouldn't lose 9 in a row. There's got to be a win in there at some point. So to me, that's just absolute disaster on their part.
Yeah, and Connor was hurt, and Marvin Harrison Jr. was hurt and inconsistent, and it looks like Kyler Murray's played his last game there too. So,
number 2 is the Jets. Hard to argue against that one. No. They'll finish the year with the worst scoring differential in the league, minus 203. Yes, even worse than the Cardinals, even worse than our number 1 team here in a second. And as we've mentioned a few times, managed to go a full 17-game season without forcing an interception.
And I saw the stat in 17 games, opposing quarterbacks, insert name, finished with 38 touchdowns, the 0 picks you mentioned, and a combined quarterback rating of almost 120. So much for that defense that everyone was bragging about.
And number 1, of course, it's still the Raiders. When you're actively tanking, you're actively trying to lose. Now, they did, you could use a little Giants excuse here, that they beat the Chiefs that make you feel a little better about yourself, but it was 14-12. Come on. I mean, I'm not over what you did with Crosby the week prior, throwing in the waving the white flag, going up against the Giants, trying to tank and secure the number 1 pick. It worked. They got the pick. We'll see what they do with it. But yeah, they probably locked up that number 1 spot quite a while ago.
And the Fox analyst, Tom Brady's going to help them hire their new coach. And in Miami, the ESPN analyst, Troy Aikman, is going to help them hire a new general manager. There's no conflict of interest. None at all.
That's strange.
Everything's cool.
What's the Aikman? Am I missing a connection here?
Ross, the owner's a Michigan guy, right? And Aikman's UCLA via Oklahoma. Played for Dallas its entire career. I don't know.
That's a strange one. If I'm Aikman, why do I even want to be associated with that in name? Do I really have the secret recipe here that's going to fix everything?
So is he going to sit with, he's going to be a consultant.
Yeah, you're not, it's not your job on the line, but your name's in the headlines. And if Miami ends up sucking again, or they make the wrong decision with the coaching hire, people could look back and say, what was Aikman doing? Why was he even a part of it?
Will Mike McDaniel be part of it, consulting with Troy Aikman when they find the new...
He said he's part of the GM search.
It's insane to me. Like, I'm sitting down shake. I'm Mike McDaniel. So, if you get the GM job, what's one of the first things you're going to do? Fire you?
Right.
Perhaps. By the way, it looks like Matt Ryan might get the president of all things football in Atlanta when it's all said and done. He's going to interview for that one.
Like the
president of football operations guy.
Yeah. But that just sounds like a title with no real responsibilities.
Will he get to keep his TV job too? What the hell?
Well, I think after the Brady thing, all bets are off.
No doubt. We're going to come back. Jeffrey Chadea is going to be joining us, NFL Network, NFL.com. And then we got a funhouse trip. Try to get a couple of calls in as well coming up at 2 o'clock. It is Inside Access. Bob Haynie, Nolan McGraw, Alice Camponi. It's Vinny and Haynie here on 105.7 The Fan.
See what you've been missing by seeing what you've been listening to.
What was the question?
The Big Bad Morning Show. Vinny and Haynie and Inside Access on the Fan's YouTube channel. Subscribe at Baltimore 105.7 The Fan.
Harlem Globetrotter scratch-offs from the Maryland Lottery. You have a chance to win up to $10,000 instantly, or enter the second chance promotion for a chance to win tickets to a game. Celebrate 100 years of fun with Harlem Globetrotter scratch-offs. Please play responsibly.
Planet Fitness has everything you need to start strong, so you can give everything you've got. From plate-loaded strength equipment and functional training areas to treadmills, stair climbers, and free weights. Our equipment is best in class, and our clubs are right around the corner, so you can make this your strongest year yet. Join the club today and save $28 or more when you join for $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, January 9th. Are you coming? Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet. See club for details.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-798-4399. 800-798-4399. 800-798-4399.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The cold, bitter winter nights are here. Is your HVAC system in tip-top shape to handle it? Farnan & Dermer, Maryland's oldest HVAC company, has been serving this community for 100 years. They're the comfort guys, and they're my guys. They've been keeping families like mine and yours comfortable with their energy-efficient HVAC systems. Right now, from BGE, get up to $4,000 off select high-efficiency HVAC systems. For immediate same-day heating repairs and installation, call the comfort guys today. That number, 410-367-7777, or just visit them at farnanddermer.com.
Bring some holiday cheer with the network that knows what you really want. Take your phone to your local Total Wireless store, and we'll give you one line for just $25 a month. Celebrate more for spending less. The holidays just got a lot better. Visit your neighborhood Total Wireless store. For new single-line customers who activate on a BYO device on the Total 5G Unlimited plan. Requires auto-pay enrollment to receive the full discount, which applies the month after enrollment. Available online and in Total Wireless retail stores. Requires a compatible unlocked device and SIM. Check compatibility at TotalWireless.com.
Jason LaConfora, Ken Weinman, Tim Barbalace, and Ben Hall. Inside Access. On Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get podcasts. From the OutGuy.com sports desk, here's Nolan McGraw.
The Ravens season is over, and now the focus moves to what should be a very busy offseason. Cap space and coaching staff uncertainty are just a few things that have led Baltimore to a crossroads entering 2026. As it stands now, the team will have 16 players set to hit free agency at the start of the new league year in March. Among them is Pro Bowl center Tyler Linderbaum, who didn't receive a fifth-year option from the team this past offseason. Consider fellow O-lineman Roger Rosengarten the biggest supporter of bringing Linderbaum back.
I think Tyler's best in the league. That one's kind of out of control of the players, but to see a guy like that walk would really hurt. So I'm going to be calling him, making sure I can do whatever I can to keep him. This offensive line runs through him, and he's the tip of the spear.
Elsewhere in the NFL, a handful of head coaches and general managers were fired on Monday. Miami had already parted ways with their GM back in October, and a split with head coach Mike McDaniel seemed inevitable as well, but he remains with the team for now, and according to him, he'll even be a part of the interview process for a new general manager. In 4 years with the Dolphins, McDaniel has led them to a 35-33 overall record. From the Bob Bell Kia Nissan of Essex Weather Center, mostly cloudy but a little warmer with highs reaching the mid-40s. I'm Nolan McGraw, Ravens, Terps, O's, and your home for the college football and NFL playoffs. 105.7 The Fan.
Bob Haynie, Vinny Serrato, Nolan McGraw, The Vinny and Haynie Show. 105.7 The Fan.
Turn it up Tuesday. Bob Haynie, Nolan McGraw, Alex Scantapone, other side of the glass. We'll hear from him in a few. When we get to the fun house, NFL regular season over. Playoffs begin this weekend. No Ravens, no Chiefs, no Lions, among others. Here to talk about that and more from NFL Network, from NFL.com. Let's welcome back to the show, Jeffrey Chadilla. Jeffrey, good afternoon. Happy New Year. How you feeling?
I'm doing well. Happy New Year to you guys.
Now, with the Ravens falling short, who's been, I don't know, because we asked you who the biggest surprise was on the outside looking in at the time, Ravens, Chiefs, Lions, et cetera, et cetera. Who's the most disappointing of those three? Baltimore, KC with losing records. Kansas City lost their quarterback. Maybe Kelsey moves off into the sunset. Who knows? But who was the most disappointing? Not surprising. Looking at all things in totality, like even with everything that went on, these guys should not be where they are right now.
Oh, yeah, I mean, the Ravens are up there, but I'd go with Kansas City right now just because of the way they finished. They really fell apart down the stretch, even before Mahomes got hurt. And I'd pick them just because you look around the NFL and you look at modern offenses and the ones that are playing the best, they all have a viable run game, including, Baltimore's with Derrick Henry. And so the Chiefs, it's one thing to lose and fall from grace and all that stuff, but they really got behind the curve as far as what's happening in the NFL, and they've always been ahead of it. And so I know that it's difficult in Baltimore, and I think injuries were a big part of that. And I know in other places like Detroit, injuries happened there, but I think the way the Chiefs finished, it really, once Mahomes was out, you saw that they didn't have as much talent as you thought they had before, and the scheme was not what it should be.
Now, waiting for Patrick Mahomes' recovery from the knee injury, but outside of Mahomes, and it's going to be the biggest story, but what changes are afoot here for Kansas City, Jeffrey, in the offseason so that they don't fall way behind the Chargers and the Broncos here in this division?
Well, they're going to have to find a way to improve the talent. I think that's a big one. Having a top 10 pick is vital. It's that they take advantage of this. They haven't drafted this high, not even with the Mahomes era, but even before that. So finding an impact edge rusher, pass rusher is going to be important for them. Finding a running back who can be explosive and dynamic is going to be helpful. And really, I just heard the list of free agents that the Ravens are going to lose. The Chiefs are going to lose probably 10 to 12 key players off their team. The guys who were drafted in the 2022 class that played a big role in their back-to-back championships. So they're going to have to find help at receiver, running back, edge rusher, corner, safety. Don't be surprised if you see Trent McDuffie, their all-pro cornerback, get traded because they don't have the money to keep him.
So another one of those free agents would be Travis Kelce, and obviously everyone's waiting on a potential retirement decision here, but do you see him maybe dragging this out a little too long even for the Chiefs' liking? I mean, at what point, again, he's free agent, so he'll hit the open market, but at what point did the Chiefs say, all right, we're moving on. We're not going to wait for you to make a decision. We're out here, We're not going to make an offer.
Oh, yeah, it certainly is going to be an interesting process because probably felt like he was going to come back after last season, given where they ended up, winning the AFC, falling to Philadelphia in the Super Bowl. And, you come off a season like that and you feel like, oh, give us one more shot and a few more moves and we're right back there on top. But after a season like this, it's a little harder. And he was making $18 million a year this year. And so he can't, if he wants to come back, he can't come back at that number. So I do suspect they're going to want to answer sooner than later so they know how to handle their books. Mahomes is due is like a $78 million cap hit. Chris Jones is a $40-some million cap hit. They got a lot of decisions to make financially. So I personally don't think he's coming back. I think that the way this year ended and the success he had, you start tempting fate and you could have a even worse year next season.
And a lot of coaching changes yesterday or guys getting fired. One that we kind of assumed that hasn't happened was Mike McDaniel. Now, granted, they turned some things around in the second half. They actually won more games than I would have thought. But, I mean, what the hell's going on here where this guy went from he might not even finish the season. Now he's a part of GM interviews.
Yeah. It just shows you how Miami runs and why they've been where they are, right? That even in a situation as obvious as this, they wouldn't just clean house and start all over again. I suspect, you can't even really tie it to Tua's development because they benched him. And so there's not really any real benefit in that if they're thinking about moving away from him. But Stephen Ross, their owner, is a different kind of guy. I was easy to fire Chris Greer because he'd been around longer than McDaniel and had made some moves. But I'm shocked too. They finished well. That didn't help Raheem Morris in Atlanta. I think it was a good opportunity to move away from him. Largely because not only is Buffalo good in your division, now you've got the Patriots winning the AFC East. So now you're chasing two teams. And I can't imagine Mike McDaniel being a part of a successful turnaround given those circumstances.
Now, what about Pete Carroll? I mean, nobody's really surprised that he got the boot, but at 74 years old, maybe it was already a surprise for him to go to the Raiders in the first place. At his age, is there any interest nationally at this point in him? or from his standpoint, do you think he's like, that's it for me? You know?
You mean as a coach you're talking about?
Oh, yeah.
I could see him do broadcasting or something like that, or get into some other line of work. But it's that always felt like a shot in the dark type move that maybe he can come in, establish a winning culture quickly, get people to understand how to be professionals. But the minute it started going, it went south fast. And the Chip Kelly move was a disaster. I suspect that, I do know, Tom Brady's got a lot of influence on what's happening over there. And he's going to learn how hard it is to do what Bill Belichick was doing in New England. It's not as simple as coming in and saying, we're going to do this and do that. And they've got to find a way to build a foundation that works. And Pete Carroll was not going to be around long enough to be able to see that through. I'm not wishing any ill will on him, but he probably will be dead before that team is actually winning and competitive again. And that is how bad they are. I said this stat yesterday on TV. Going back to 2019, they've got 6 first-round picks who aren't even on the roster anymore. Like, you just cannot build a winning program with that kind of track record.
Jeffrey Chadilla, NFL Network, NFL.com. All right, Jeffrey, last thing for you. The wild card round starts on Saturday based on point spreads because the NFL is all about gambling now. Some people think the games are even fixed. I'm a conspiracy theorist, not to that level, but then what the hell do I know? What's the most likely upset in the first round matchups here?
I'm going Buffalo over Jacksonville. And and that's a tough one for me because Jacksonville's I'm a big fan of what they are and what they've become, but I really feel like Buffalo with Josh Allen, all the things they've been through in the last 5 years, all the close losses, a couple AFC Championship games, no Mahomes, no Burrow, no Lamar in there. Josh Allen is going to be the best player in the postseason, and this is his time to prove, even with a flawed defense, what he can do when he has that opportunity. So I think they're going to pull the upset.
Jeffrey Chadilla, NFL Network, NFL.com. Jeffrey, always great to talk to you again. Happy New Year, and we'll talk to you as the playoffs continue to march on here to the Super Bowl.
Same here, guys. Take care.
There's Jeffrey Chadilla, everybody. Still saying Kansas City. Most disappointing team, but Mahomes, $78 million cap hit, and Chris Jones over 40. Yikes.
Well, the Mahomes one, that's like Lamar, where it should be easy. Jones, I don't know. They not getting any younger.
Yeah, Hollywood Brown. What a disappointing year it turned out to be for him. Ever since he whined his way out of Baltimore, which turned into Tyler Linderbaum, it's not worked out well for old Hollywood there. Who knows? Maybe a touching reunion back. I don't know.
You heard the man. What good are soldiers when you don't use them?
Welcome back, our soldier over there. I want to say toy soldier. He's Alex Camponi. We haven't talked to him in a long time. He's going to take us through the funhouse. You ready, Alex? Thumbs up. You good? You ready to rock and roll? That Inside Access is going to take over 2 o'clock. It's Turn It Up Tuesday. Bob Haynie, Nolan McGraw, and Alex here on The Fan.
After Vinny and Haynie, it's Inside Access.
So what's next for the Baltimore Ravens? How quickly will Steve Bisciotti act? Will Steve Bisciotti explain his actions? We'll talk to Kyle Goon of the Baltimore Banner about all things Ravens.
Next on Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan. This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Presented by Robinhood. Your money, your move. The Jacksonville Jaguars won the AFC South, and they have won 8 in a row heading into the playoffs, winning those 8 games by an average of 19 points per game. Outside of Josh Allen, the former #1 pick Trevor Lawrence might be the most dangerous quarterback in the AFC playoffs. I'm Chris Black.
What if sports were traded like markets? Now you can test your sports IQ in real time with Robinhood Prediction Markets. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. You can buy or sell your positions all game long. You know the game. Put it to use. Trade every play with Robinhood. Download the app today. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Really smart. Unfortunately, I didn't check if I took the gas hose out of my car's tank. Ooh, not smart. And I drove off while still attached to pump number 3.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Potential savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
In today's fast-moving job market, staying ahead means keeping your skills sharp. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we help keep your capabilities cutting edge with our skills-based education programs designed to move your career forward. Explore more than 135 degrees and certificates in business, cybersecurity, and more. Apply by February 11th and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Hey, hockey fans, now with BetMGM, you could win a share of $10,000 in bonus bets when your anytime goal scorer nets 3. Enter BetMGM's hat trick jackpot all season long for your chance to win some major bonus bets. It's easy. Just log in and opt into the promotion. Then make an anytime score bet on any hockey game of at least $10. If your player of choice scores 3 goals instead of just 1, you'll win your share of the $10K in bonus bets. There's nothing quite like watching a game with a hat trick, especially when it means you could win a share of $10,000 in bonus bets. Ready to shoot your shot? Download the app today. BetMGM. Make it legendary.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Maryland only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards or bonus bets that expire in 7 days. Please play responsibly in partnership with MGM National Harbor.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks Vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature-Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day.
Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ETHOS.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
What if sports were traded like markets? Now you can test your sports IQ in real time with Robinhood Prediction Markets. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. You can buy or sell your positions all game long. You know the game. Put it to use. Trade every play with Robinhood. Download the app today. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Really smart. Unfortunately, I didn't check if I took the gas hose out of my car's tank. Ooh, not smart. And I drove off while still attached to pump number 3.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Potential savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Bob Haynie, Vinny Serrato, Nolan McGraw, The Vinny and Haynie Show. 105.7 The Fan.
Turn up Tuesday. Vinny and Haynie, 105.7 The Fan. Bob Haynie, Nolan McGraw. Alice Camponi's on the other side of the glass. Let's squeeze a phone call in. Is that cool? Let's get out to the phones. Let's go to Jalen in Ellicott City. Jalen, thanks for holding. You're on The Fan with Bob Haynie, Nolan McGraw. Jalen. No Jalen. Let's go to Daryl in Baltimore. Daryl, what's happening? Daryl.
Hey, guys.
How you doing?
Hey, got a couple things, man. As far as the Ravens, I think Ravens got to take responsibility for this. Steve Bisciotti first. You've been watching these Ravens, man, for the last 3 years, man. Harbaugh and what's been going on, man. Come down and take control of your team, man. And here comes Eric DeCosta. Don't get me wrong, I like Eric DeCosta, but he's got to take responsibility for getting paying a backup quarterback $6 million who don't even fit what the Ravens do, because the Ravens are a good pass run block, but not good pass blocking. And he's a statue. That money could have been allocated to a D lineman or somebody, a pass rush or offensive lineman that they so desperately need. And Tyler Luke, come on, this is Harbaugh again. This guy's been kicking the ball out of bounds all season. Okay, you got all year to fix it. He didn't get any better. He didn't get any better. Then they come up, what they do? Cost him in the playoffs. Cost him in a big game. It cost him. I mean, even his kicks this year, he 40-some yards, but they weren't always lined up right. Sometimes they would go quicker to whatever he was making them, but it just showed to me the technique wasn't done properly, man.
Well, that's hey, thanks, Daryl. We got to get to the top of the hour here. We got a fun house, but Randy Brown's the kicking guy for the Ravens, and at Daryl's point, missed field goal, that's going to resonate. We were just watching as Jeffrey Chadia on NFL Network. They showed wide right Norwood. They showed the double doink. They showed Vanderjack. Boy, you talk about a miss in that Steelers-Colts playoff game. And then, of course, Cundiff. But that aside, the kickoff thing, he never got a grasp on that. Mm-hmm. And it reared its ugly head, unfortunately, again, in the game against Pittsburgh Sunday night.
Happened 8 times this year? Well, I knew it was a lot, but
bad.
8 and 17 games sounds just absurd. I think it might have even happened multiple times in one game.
Yeah, you might as well just go for an onside kick. Then you're getting the ball at the 40 anyway.
So, yeah, that's just my bigger point here is that, if you can't do that, and kicker responsibilities are already, it's a short list. It's more now because of the new kickoff, but with Hard Knocks with the Ravens the first year, Saragusa joking around about, I hate kickers and punters, special team. Yeah. They don't do anything. They don't practice. They're not out here sweating with two-a-days. They go play golf half the time. I mean, there's more responsibility now, but it's kind of like that. All you have to do is focus on making kicks and getting the kickoff right. And he can't do either one.
And maybe making a tackle every now and again.
So, and you said it yesterday of the people, well, he's a rookie and it's a big spot. And, it's unfair to compare him to Justin Tucker as a rookie because not every kicker's Tucker. No. Look around the league. People are seeking good kicking. And if you are even showing the slightest hint that you can't handle it as a kicker, teams move on.
Hey.
Because teams have 3-4 different kickers in a year trying to find the right guy.
Chad Ryland, University of Maryland. New England took him with, a 4th or 5th round pick? Mm-hmm. They got rid of him within a year. Now in Arizona.
Right.
But they didn't wait around for him to finally get it. They felt as though he couldn't do it. They moved on from him.
It's the nature of the position.
Alex, how you feeling, buddy?
Doing okay today.
You ready to go to the Funhouse?
I'm all set.
Let's do it.
Quick Draws Funhouse.
Sponsored by the Smile Design Center. Changing the way you feel about dentistry one smile at a time. For information or to schedule an appointment for care, visit them today at smiledesigndoctor.com.
105.7 The Fan.
First, we got Dan and Frederick, who says, John Harbaugh has to be on the hot seat. The problem cannot constantly be the coordinators. Who hires them and is above them?
Yeah, it's him. Yeah. It comes down to him, and then that's the other thing, too. All right, Harbaugh's going to stay, which at this point looks like that's the reality. Let's say you change both the coordinators. You trust them to get those hires right? I mean,
he whiffed on Zach Orr. I think the first 2 years have proven that.
And I don't know, man. He gets the hire right. These guys still don't stick around very long. I mean, we're always changing coordinators. It's every 2-3 years. Successful ones leave for different reasons. You can stomach that. But I don't know. My trust level with Harbaugh in general is very low. And if he's being put in charge of building out a staff again, why should I think it's going to be any different? I mean, the names change. The results be the same.
Next, we got Mike in Cecil County, who says this season has proven that the Lamar Jackson show is over. It was exciting and fun while it lasted. Tremendous athlete, but there's a reason he was selected 32nd.
So the show's over. He's done. He should just retire and move off into the sunset.
That's egregious. But even the people that say, oh, he's lost a step. I mean, didn't he say the same thing a couple years ago when he bulked up? And then what happened? I don't think he's lost a step at all. I mean, if you want to compare him to 2018 Lamar, okay, naturally, yes. Right. He's a little bit slower. But I don't think it's that big of a thing. I don't think it's that noticeable or anywhere close to being something that's actively taking away from the team.
And there's a reason he was picked 32nd. That's still a first-round draft pick. Just throwing it out there for you. And who are the two quarterbacks?
Right, they moved up to get it.
Yeah.
They could have had him in the second, but they valued the 5th year.
Of that 2018 class, only 2 guys remain with the teams that drafted him, Lamar and Josh Allen. Mm-hmm. And what do they have in common? Well, aside from getting to a Super Bowl, they've both won MVPs. There you go.
That's why I'm almost tired of talking about it, because you and me are just absolutely in sync. That I feel like maybe we are the crazy ones. That we're feeding this.
I think we're cool.
Well, of course we're right. I mean, let's make no mistake here. But come on,
you have a franchise quarterback. Why get rid of him? Everybody, what do people want?
A Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Duh. Lamar Jackson wants it more than any fan listening right now. Mm-hmm. Any one of you. I've had season tickets since '96, and I spent $1 bazillion with it. Lamar Jackson wants that Super Bowl more than you'll ever want it. Don't forget that. That's going to do it for us. We're back tomorrow with Woman Crush Wednesday. Talk more about the Ravens, of course. Preview Maryland and Indiana. That game can be heard on the Fan. Terps still looking for their first Big Ten win in college hoops. For Alex Camponi and Nolan McGraw, I'm Bob Haynie. Stay safe, stay healthy. Talk to you in the morning. For now, class dismissed.
Subscribe to the Fan's YouTube channel and check out the Big Bad Morning Show. Vinny and Haynie and Inside Access every day. When we walk the talk, you can watch the talk. Subscribe at Baltimore 105.7 The Fan.
This new year, get started on your next success with University of Maryland Global Campus. Apply by February 11th and get your application fee waived. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid classes while giving you a head start on 2026. Earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. Pay no application fee if you apply by February 11th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Doug. Here we have the Limu Emu in its natural habitat, helping people customize their car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Fascinating. It's accompanied by his natural ally, Doug.
Limu? Is that guy with the binoculars watching us?
Cut the camera. They see us.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Cats are masters at using up their 9 lives, like chasing laser pointers into walls or jumping onto high shelves. But the one thing cats never do, text while driving. So be like a cat and protect your one and only life. Don't text and drive.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
This year, it was important for my business to start strong.
Starting week is not recommended.
But first, I needed a lot of stuff for the office.
Sounds like a shopping spree.
I just went to Staples. They have great prices on everything, like ink, toner, printers, paper, and chairs. And now you can get up to 30% off select HP printers.
Up to 30% off HP printers. Am I on a hidden camera show?
No.
Well then, let's go Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in-store, online, or on the app. Ends 1/31. Select models only.
Hi, it's Jonathan Cotton with the Good Feet Store, and the start of the new year brings promise and possibilities. Yet too often, this enthusiasm is met with pain in our feet, knees, and back. Does that sound like you? Then it's time to check out the Good Feet Store. One of our recent customers, a photographer named Ellie, found relief. Let's hear her story. I've had my Good Feet arch supports for about 2 years now, and I can actually walk around all day without feeling like my feet are going to fall off. I suffered from plantar fasciitis and would wake up every morning with terrible pain. I'm a wedding photographer, and if I didn't have these, I don't think I would make it through my 10-hour days running around. These are a total game changer, and I will always highly recommend them. If you're tired of foot pain holding you back, come in for a free fitting and test walk. Our team will take the time to personally fit you for your own arch support system. And you can try before you buy. On top of it all, they're FSA, HSA eligible. Put those dollars to use for a pain-free future. Head over to goodfeet.com to schedule your appointment today.
When winter weather hits hard, you need a heating company you can count on. That's why more of your neighbors go with Petro. Switch now and get $125 free heating oil. With reliable delivery in any weather and live 24/7 service, count on your local HVAC pros at Petro to stay warm and save all winter. Go to petro.com now to get $125 free heating oil or call 877-230-0221 today.
When you join the Why Now, you pay no join fees and gain a real community of people who value positivity and health for all. Plus, there's no contract or add-on fees to tie you down. Just great exercise classes and equipment, pools, pickleball, game rooms, stay and play for kids, food pantries, and a welcoming community. The Why. There truly is no place like this place. Join the Why by January 13th and pay no join fee. A savings of up to $74. Go to joinwhymaryland.org.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Tune in to Winning in Retirement with Brian Akers and his team of financial advisors right here on 105.7 The Fan this Saturday at 11 a.m.
From the Thompson Creek Window Company Studios, one window replacement company that does it all. This is WJZ-FM, Catonsville, Baltimore's sports talk at 105.7 The Fan, and always live on the free Odyssey app. From the OutGuy.com sports desk, here's Nolan McGraw.
The Ravens were back at the Castle to clean out their lockers yesterday, less than 24 hours after losing to the Steelers. It was a year defined by inconsistency and heartbreak, from a 1-5 start to a win-or-go-home showdown against their AFC North rival. Isaiah Likely was asked what went wrong and why they ended up with a losing record despite entering the season with Super Bowl expectations.
I just say, fundamentals. Speaking for the offensive wise, it's just, having drives or have explosive plays where it's, two play touchdowns or something like that, or we'll have one penalty or one lost yards play where it's, a stalled drive. But I tell everybody, I feel like our offense just score every time we get the ball.
The Ravens will have 16 unrestricted free agents set to hit the open market in the coming months. Among them is Tyler Linderbaum and Pat Ricard, as well as midseason acquisitions Draymond Jones and Alohi Gilman. From the Bob Bell Kia Nissan of Essex Weather Center, mostly cloudy but a little warmer with highs reaching the mid-40s. I'm Nolan McGraw, Ravens, Terps, O's, and your home for the college football and NFL playoffs, 105.7 The Fan.
Inside Access with Jason LaConfora, Ken Wyman, and Tim Barbalace. Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Yeah, I love these guys.
John Harbaugh, after the game on Sunday night, when asked if he wants to run it back, and he said, yeah, I love these guys. Well, here we are. It's Tuesday. We're still awaiting the Ravens to announce an end-of-season press conference of some sort. We've heard nothing from inside the building. So as we sit right now, you expecting Eric and John to be back? Do you expect any coordinators here gone? What are you thinking as we sit here on Tuesday?
Well, there's certainly going to be changes. We've yet to be given any directives from the team about when they're going to make anybody available to speak about this mess. So that's a pretty clear, obvious indication that they're still sorting through this mess. And conversations ebb and flow. And John Harbaugh's been through a lot of teardowns of his staff and rebuilds of his staff, and some have gone better than others, but it's been a constant. And that's coaching, and I get that. We have a lot of people in the personnel department who've been here forever and have gotten promotion after promotion after promotion, and the hierarchy and inner workings and mechanisms over there, nobody ever messes with, tinkers with. There's not a whole lot of questions asked. So at a certain point, a coach may be kind of done. Hey, I'm always firing coaches. What's going on down the hall? How are they getting better down there? And if you think we're better off without both these coordinators, then maybe be better off without me too, because maybe I'm kind of sick of rebuilding my staffs here. So those are things that, there's agents involved, there's lawyers that are involved, and maybe it all becomes relatively hunky-dory, and they're hiring a whole bunch of coaches under John Harbaugh in the next couple of weeks. I don't think it's out of the question that they're both gone. I have long maintained that they should go together, and I think you can look at a body of work, signings, draft picks, trades that were made, trades that could have been made that weren't made, the overarching principles of roster construction, and say, yeah, this GM just doesn't get it. And the old way, the Ozzie Newsome way, all that needs to go. You need to start and reboot with people who, don't have legacies here and don't have previous careers here where they were underlings or whatever. We shall see. There's obviously going to be a shakeup of some significant degree. Do I think it involves the two most prominent people in their football administration? I certainly think it could involve at least one of them. But again, it's very hard to have a read when the one guy who's going to be deciding all this isn't really a member of this community, doesn't really want to have anything to do with his fan base, has been completely detached from this area in terms of any sort of outward accountability for the better part of a decade now. So that makes it difficult because, when a billionaire who bought in for $700 million, who's going to sell it for $6 billion, who thinks it's okay to threaten people about lease deals and make ultimatums, through a select group of media who he allowed talk to him once in the course of 8 years. When that's what you're dealing with, it's hard to know because he hasn't felt he needs to give anybody any direction about what he thinks of his franchise for basically 8 years. I mean, he hasn't had a proper question and answer session since 2018. I don't believe he's ever answered questions from anybody other than the 4 people he invited to a suite in Florida once and Marlon Humphrey on his podcast. I don't believe he's ever answered any questions about Lamar Jackson, the entirety of Lamar Jackson's tenure in Baltimore. It's kind of staggering. I mean, I remember, when Peter Angelos, who maybe was already of declining mental faculties, would be just ripped to shreds over not answering questions, never being available. We're talking about the end of the 2018 season, the last time this guy felt like he needed to let you know where anyone stood with him. So that certainly clouds and complicates things.
Sure, and we'll get more into that in a second. But what we do know about Steve Bisciotti throughout his time here, and they've sort of modeled the Steelers, and they love continuity. Both of these organizations hate change. They hate it. But
except the Steelers have changed their spots in the last 2 years.
Correct. But I'm saying a head coach has been there and hasn't won a playoff game in 10 years. That doesn't happen in sports. But at some point, change needs to happen, whether that's with the head coach, whether it's with the GM, personnel department, all of that. Because this past year was unacceptable. And if you're looking at just the coaching, home record, worst in franchise history, 6 losses. The blowouts at home in prime time. The Patriot game debacle with Derrick Henry standing on the sidelines for the last 13 minutes of that football game. The Bills game where he had the opportunity to go for it on a 4th and short and you opted to punt it to Josh Allen, who ended up getting a game-winning score on that drive. And then personnel-wise, talking about Eric DeCosta, the O-line sucked. The D-line sucked. Mm-hmm. We knew that going into the year. You didn't take any meaningful swings with decent money or trading premium draft picks. The acquisitions that you did make were failures for the most part. Jair Alexander was a whiff. Cooper Rush was a whiff. Emory Jones in the 3rd round, and he very well could go on and have a great career. But for
John
team,
Jenkins, Raven for life.
For a team that was Super Bowl or bust, regardless of what John Harbaugh said prior to the season, to take a guy with a day 2 pick, knowing that he was hurt, knowing that he had to undergo surgery, those type of value plays can't keep happening. How you do spend your money, it can't keep happening this way. You were dead last in offensive line spending this year. You were 30th in edge rush spending this year. 7th in linebackers, 7th in safety, corner, you're high up there. There has to be significant recalibration with how this organization operates across the board. But what do I expect? I think the further we get removed from that final game of the season, I think it's more likely that John Harbaugh is going to return. I expect there to be some turnover at the coordinator spots. I never thought that Eric DeCosta would get fired. I expect him to stay. I think that it probably is time to move on from John, but I expect him to probably remain.
Yeah, I think fans aren't going to be thrilled by this, but as we sit here right now, I would agree. I think it's an overhaul of the coaching staff with the head coach staying. It is where we sit now. The fact
Which would
that
be very in line with an organization that has been all about complacency above all else.
Yeah,
I agree.
They want to sell that they're Super Bowl or bust, but they're really status quo. Run it back. This would be like Mike Brown. I don't have to deal with lawyers and letting people have their contracts and trading coaches. I'll just keep paying them. I don't want to pay them to leave. I don't want them to start over. I don't want to fly around the country and talk to the best and brightest football minds about maybe actually maximizing what's left of Lamar Jackson's tenure. I'm just going to keep riding with these guys until I eventually sell the team and make $5 billion on it.
So when they sell stability, you say that equals complacency, correct?
It does for me because this team has been in. It's not been in gradual decline. You can go back to the totality of the season that they ended up hosting the AFC Championship game, and they're a shell of what they were then.
It's hard to say that there isn't complacency. If you do run it back with Harbs and you do run it back with Eric DeCosta, this is a generational talent in Lamar Jackson. He won an MVP in his first full year as starting quarterback. They've been the number one seed multiple times. They had a home AFC championship game. That's their only conference championship appearance since Lamar Jackson has been here. At some point, something has to give. Something should give. And if it doesn't, there's an air of complacency.
Look, there was an air of complacency when you went, like, you guys like to, you think I always tongue in cheek or whatever. Sashi Brown runs this franchise. This guy lives on a boat in the Caribbean. When you go from Dick Cass, who commanded respect, who kept people in line, who could be a good cop and a bad cop, who helped Jerry Jones purchase the Dallas Cowboys, who's embedded in league circles and unanimously respected. Yes. And for league meeting after league meeting that the guy doesn't want to get off his boat for, he goes and represents the team with class and aplomb. And he's got a resume built on his own accomplishments. And then you just give the guy, you gave it to a guy who was 0-16 as a general manager who was running the Washington Mystics. That happened. It happened overnight. It happened with a press release. Not even the billionaire didn't owe you an explanation about that. Not even for us. How about the message? How about the message to his own employees? Yeah. You took a massive leap. Go trace everything that's happened here since then. They're about to go to war with the quarterback again. They're about to gut their coaching staff again. The roster has been in disrepair because the GM is not very good at his job. And the overarching sentiment is, we know best. Our hubris and our extreme arrogance will eventually trump all, and we're just going to keep riding our wave, because you know what Bisciotti truly knows? He don't know where they're going to finish next year. He don't know what the playoffs hold. He don't know what Lamar's next deal is going to be like, but he will put $150 to $200 million in his pocket next year, and the price of this team will only continue to escalate exponentially. That's what he knows. And he said the quiet part out loud because he told you back the one time he talked to the Core Four, give me the lease I want or I'm going to sell the team. It's not staying in my family. I want the $600 million. I want to use it how I want to use it, or I'll sell the team now to somebody else and they can deal with this crap. But I'm going to make $5 billion off my investment.
We have a huge Tuesday show, and maybe we'll get some
$5 billion. Think about that.
That's a lot of zeros.
You guys know I'd do something for
10 grand. Yeah,
10 grand.
You would jump off a diving board.
Would.
Yeah. Massive show. Hopefully, we get some news out of the castle before 6 o'clock today. Guest-wise, Orioles, so they have a big move coming. We'll talk to Andy Koska from the Baltimore Banner, covers the O's at 3 o'clock. And Kyle Goon, columnist from the Banner. It's a Banner day here on Inside Access. He had a piece recently about Steve Bisciotti. He had a piece about Tyler Loop, combining kickers there. So get his thoughts on Ravens and everything surrounding them as the season's over at 4:30.
Yeah, obviously a lot's going on in the NFL right now. We'll touch on a little bit. Yesterday, we really didn't get to Cleveland, Cincinnati, all the other things are going on. So we will expand our purview a little bit here today and look at teams that actually are trying to get better and hold people to account. What's going on there? But yeah, I mean, there's still a lot to dissect with the Ravens. We'll talk about the Terps a little bit. They seem to be in real disrepair.
Banner year for local teams.
And yeah, Kyle Goon has been one of the few people around here who has written critically about the job done by the Ravens front office, and who does seem to be, I've been talking about Silent Steve forever. He seems to be also wondering when the guy who makes the most money from any pro sports franchise around here, despite only having to put on performances, well, you know, he used to be able to throw playoff games in there, but not so much anymore around here. Yeah, he seems to be pretty interested in hearing from that guy. Who knows if we ever will.
Coming up next, perfect segue, necessary roughness. It's time to hear from the owner of the Baltimore Ravens, Steve Bisciotti. We'll explain next here on The Fan.
Ravens.
Lamar Jackson is gone.
Terps.
Raised with the hammer.
And O's.
Colton Cowser, demolition derby.
Sports Radio 105.7, The Fan.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code CODE to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code CODE for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code CODE for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
Are you in the wrong job? I don't mean wrong line of work, but do you like what you do while feeling like your current job's robbing you of life? There's only 4 reasons, and the last one is a banger. 1, bad bosses. 2, crappy coworkers. And 3, being held accountable for outcomes without the authority or resources to make it happen. The third one's a killer. Wish I could fix everyone's problem with that, but I can do it for one lucky HVAC service manager. If you're a former tech who's moved up to management and feel frustrated at your current job, I can fix it for you. You'll work with the best guys and boss in the business with all the authority you need to make amazing service happen for our customers. And that 4th reason, the opportunity to prove yourself, move up, and make more money. Told you it was a banger, and I can offer you that too. Call me today and schedule an interview at
CALLAMAZING. Go to callamazing.com.
Hey man, that was our exit. We're gonna miss kickoff.
Don't worry, just gotta stop by Giant to get some chips and dip real quick.
Nice. You got the Upside app too, right?
Upside? What's Upside?
Time out. You don't know this? Check this out. Upside is a free app that gets you cash back when you buy groceries. And it just added all Giant stores in DC, Maryland, Virginia, and Delaware.
You're saying I can get money back just for buying groceries? That's a pretty big deal.
Yep, and with Upside, you can get up to $15 every time you shop at Giant. Now pull over and get the Upside app. Let's get some cash back on that queso.
Download the Upside app and use promo code CHARM02 to get a $10 bonus on your first grocery purchase at Giant. That's promo code CHARM02 to get a $10 bonus. Use promo code CHARM02. Giant is now on Upside. It's a pretty big deal.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Circulating Knowledge is sponsored by Vascular Surgery Associates.
Hello, I am Dr. Michael Osgood with Vascular Surgery Associates, or VSA. Do you have heavy, achy, painful legs? Do you notice swelling in your feet and legs throughout the day? Do you have unsightly or uncomfortable varicose veins? If you have any of these symptoms, you may be suffering from chronic venous insufficiency, and we at VSA can help. Visit us at vsaveins.com. That's vsaveins.com.
Necessary Roughness.
Downright nasty. Brought to you by Plaza Ford. Plaza Ford offers transparent pricing on their entire extensive inventory of new, used, or certified pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs with no hidden fees. Visit them on Route 1 in Bel Air next to the Falston Walmart or online at plazaford.com.
It is getting ugly right now.
Inside Access with Jason LaConfora, Ken Wyman, and Tim Barbalace. Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
There was a time when Steve Bisciotti spoke just about almost every year at the end of the season, the State of the Ravens address. And Steve has said in more recent times that he would inevitably put his foot in his mouth and say something that would get a lot of attention. I remember Cam Under Fire was one.
He openly acknowledged that he thought about firing Harbaugh.
Yes. So those were fun times.
Practice down at the stadium when there's reports about maybe signing Colin Kaepernick. Pray for us while we make this decision.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
So he hasn't talked since when, Jason? 2018, you said?
Yep.
That hiatus needs to end this offseason, does it not?
I mean, it's needed to end for a long time. There's been a lot that's happened with his franchise. And look, this really started with Ray Rice. He got absolutely eviscerated locally and even more so, I would say nationally, for their handling of the Ray Rice situation and some of the reporting that came out afterwards. And I think that was sort of the end of the end. But, I mean, someone who owns an NFL team where they only have to put on 10 performances a year and get handout after handout from PSL owners and the average fan and the league itself, because it's a socialized monopoly for billionaires, and lease deals and stadium upgrades. We had a debacle here with a deviant scumbag kicker who I find it very hard to believe. They had no idea about anything with Justin Tucker until the Banner reports it, and the disgraceful handling of that situation that led on for months and months and months without boo from him. As we mentioned, a turnover in leadership at the Castle from Dick Castasashi Brown. Nothing from him. I'd say the silence is deafening, and if one wanted to read the silence in as its own level of arrogance, let them eat cake. They're beneath me. I'll just keep taking their money hand over fist, but I owe them nothing in return in terms of direction or accountability or a window into how I'm running this team or where I think this team is or where this team's going. I'll keep raising ticket prices while the product gets crappier and crappier and while we waste year after year of Lamar's career. But I owe no accountability for that as well. It's made me sick for years, and I've been talking about it for years because it's been pathetic and would be beneath an owner who actually really truly was invested in the community and the fan base. And building rec centers and all that's awesome. He could build 50 rec centers if he wanted to. It wouldn't affect the daily life of him, his earning potential, his spending potential, his liquidity. It wouldn't touch any of it. So I will just say what I've been saying for the better part of 6 years since we've been doing this show. If that's who you are and that's how you conduct yourself, go cash out for your billions and give somebody else a try.
It's beyond time, but it feels even more appropriate right now because I've been saying this for weeks. Whether John Harbaugh stays, he needs to talk and give his explanation as to why. If John Harbaugh is fired, he needs to talk because that's the only head coach that he's ever hired. And also addressing what is the most disappointing season in franchise history. Given the expectations that they had entering the year, to finish with an 8-9 record is a failure. It's a failure across the board, and it needs to be addressed. And to not talk the entire time, at least in a public setting, I'm ignoring the core four and the Marlon Humphrey thing, to not talk for the entirety of the Lamar Jackson era is shocking. It's puzzling. It doesn't make any sense. And also, considering the fact that Lamar is due for another contract, now would be another.
He also doesn't show his face around here. He literally, he shows up at some Maryland games.
He was at the rec center when they did that.
Of course.
And then, of course, he's at the Castle, which is not
sometimes,
in public.
not all the time.
And then they show him in a suit.
I got news for you. I don't think he was in Pittsburgh. Don't think he was in Pittsburgh.
They showed him at the Patriots game, right?
He's at a lot of the home games, and he's a training camp, like the things that you would assume an owner would be at. Yeah,
but he is going out of his way to have a underground persona. He has gone out of his way to basically conceal what he's thinking, what he's doing, who he is, where he is. He's a recluse in terms of any sort of public accountability, any forward-facing sentiment. I mean, again, even some owners are on the field before games. Some owners, not everybody wants the glad hand or whatever. Some owners, talk to their fans. Whoa, I know that might be crazy. Whoa, I know they're really, really beneath you. They'll never be able to afford to get into the black lung, most of them. I get it. I get it. But think about all the people whose seats have been displaced.
Yeah.
For the richest one